This last year, I actually got 2 turkey grand slams, one with a shotgun, one with my recurve. Now, that means the 4 species of North American turkeys, not the World Slam or the Royal Slam. That's the 4, which is a grand slam. And those 4 include the Eastern, the Merriams, the Rio Grande, and the Osceola. Now, that is not to be confused with the Waffle House Grand Slam, which is also pretty dang delicious. I've always loved hunting turkeys because you get to interact with them. You call them in, and I've loved it since I was really young. And hunting them with a bow, a shotgun, a crossbow, it doesn't matter. A handgun, I've shot turkeys with a handgun.
I got him. 44, Raging Hunter.
A rifle, AR, and lever. In Colorado, we have a fall season. You can use all kinds of different weapons.
Got it.
Good shot.
Oh, I was shaking. Model 92 Rossi lever action. Should we arrange that? How far was that?
That was a solid 70 yards.
70 to 80 yards.
But interacting with turkeys, calling in turkeys, eating turkeys is always awesome. You notice I keep going back to food because I'm fat. But I really enjoy eating turkeys. It's pretty delicious. But anything to do with interacting with a turkey, calling them in, is really a lot of fun. Well, I started off my recurve turkey grand slam last spring with me and my good buddy Scott Reekoff. We were down in Florida and we had another buddy, Glenn, that was in the blind with us, and he was helping call. And he said, Fred, if you want to call some, go ahead, I'll call, but this is a pretty sweet area and there's a lot of birds here. Now, usually I'm guiding turkey hunters myself, and I've guided hunters on Osceola turkeys. I've also shot a lot of Osceola turkeys myself and grew up hunting a lot of those southern birds in South Florida. So this was kind of cool because it was me with my good friend Scott, and we had our buddy Glenn who was helping us out. Now, I was in the blind with the recurve, Scott was in the blind with the shotgun, and Glenn was in there also trying to video. Now, it was a foggy morning, so we had some issues with the video fogging up, but I also was wearing a GoPro. Our goal was to try and get 2 birds. Now, you know that never works. Usually something's gonna happen, maybe one guy gets one guy misses. It never works out, especially when you have 2 different weapons. But the way this played out was absolutely awesome. When we call in 2 beautiful Osceola gobblers, I get pretty dang excited. I've got my new Bear recurve. This turkey comes in, and all of a sudden you'll see it kind of goes, starts like it putts, and this bird's ready to roll. And I'm like, I gotta shoot right now. I come back, pick a spot, just feels amazing. I watch the arrow smoke this turkey exactly where I'm looking. Turkey takes off to the left. The other turkey has no idea what's going on. It runs out there and it's like, what's going on? And so Glenn's like, Scott, take him. Scott gets down, boom, 1 shot and drops his turkey.
Graveyard dead. That's a double right there. Oh, that's a double.
So we just smoked. I know using the word smoke sounds weird, but that's what we just did. We smoked them. I smoked one with a recurve, he smoked one with a shotgun. 2 beautiful Osceolas down.
Well, pretty dang cool. We got our 2 turkeys together. You can see Scott's flopped around in the sand there a little bit, so it looks like a sand turkey, but pretty dang cool the way it came together. Scott let me shoot first, and it was just fun, man. We were in a blind big enough that me and Glenn and Scott were in there, and when these gobblers came into the decoys, it was just awesome. And I shot mine. We knew that was a good shot, and then Scott made one heck of a shot. That was awesome, buddy. How far? 52 yards.
52, yep.
52 yards and just smoked it. That's a perfect morning right there here in Florida.
So then I went hunting with my dad, which was pretty awesome, and I took a shotgun. Now my dad stayed up and watched this whole thing go down as I set up by myself. My dad was a couple 100 yards away watching these birds come into me. And I called in a beautiful gobbler and shot him with a shotgun.
Got you, buddy.
So now I had 1 beautiful Osceola down with a shotgun and 1 beautiful Osceola down with a recurve.
Get my sweet setup there.
Cabela's chair. That's my setup. There are the palmettos. Let's go look at this guy. Big old Osceola gobbler.
Man, I've been having a blast here in Florida. Me and my dad were catching fish, bass and gar and brim, and then went hog hunting with Dad yesterday. And Dad shot 2 hogs down here in Florida, and we just had a blast doing that together. You know, he taught me to hunt and kind of spurred that passion in me. And then this morning, I decided to see if I could call in an Osceola, and I sure did. I was shooting that Mossberg at 940 Pro, and man, I'm telling you, my heart was pounding a little bit. It's funny how excited you get, and it doesn't matter what the weapon. I mean, I've shot turkeys with handguns and muzzleloaders and shotguns and recurve and compound and even crossbow, but it doesn't matter. Every single one, my heart was just absolutely pounding. Hey, I'm Fred Eichler. You're watching Everything Eichler. We've had a pretty incredible hunt down in Florida. That's pretty cool. No turkeys yet, but I got some elk and some deer. That's pretty awesome.
So then I took off to see if I could get the rest of the birds with the recurve. Next up was Colorado. And I shot a beautiful Colorado Merriams. Now, some people wouldn't consider it a trophy. It was a Jake, but to me, I've shot tons of big Merriam turkeys as well, but I am first up is first down. So when this Jake showed up and I made a great shot on him with the recurve, well, I was pretty dang excited about it.
Down. Look at him right here. Look at him right there. He's down right there. You got him. Look at that. He was running between those 2 hens. Look at the hen. I got the Montana decoy, the hen from the Perfect Fair here. I got a strutter right here. I've got my Wiley Tom 3D right here. It's a big Colorado Jake, but I'm a Jake shooter. I like turkey hunting. That was a turkey, and it worked out pretty dang awesome. Look at the pretty white tail feathers on that Merriam's Jake. Just a beautiful, beautiful bird. Look at that rascal.
So with this Jake down, that was 2 of the 4 down already. Well, next I headed to Georgia again with my buddy Scott. He loves to hunt anything as much as I do, but he especially likes turkeys. Scott had some buddies that set me up. They said, Fred, knock yourself out. Here's the property, we'll see you later. Well, I set up my decoys, started calling soft, and I call a few turkeys in. You talk about excited. I draw back and shoot, and again, not a monster eastern, but I shot a beautiful eastern. Bird's gonna go down right there. This bird takes the arrow, takes off running, and circles back into the swamp. All right, that was pretty incredible. Just shot a Jake Eastern with my recurve. I cannot wait to go check that out. Looked like a pretty good shot. Bird took it pretty hard. Got a broadhead through its chest. It was skimping around out there. About to go into the trees. I'm gonna give it a few minutes and then I'm gonna ease in there. That was pretty intense, middle of the day when most people are not hunting. That's when it just went down. I go into the swamp after this bird and wouldn't you know it, he's down in the nastiest swampy area that I have to like cross this little creek to get to him. Oh. It looks like it's a shallow creek. I go in and it keeps getting deeper. And pretty soon, I'm up to my boobs in nasty Georgia Creek water, and I start thinking about alligators. I'm like, alligators, moccasins, golly. But I wade across, I grab my bird, I basically have to swim back. It was that bad. I mean, it was deep. It wasn't that deep, but it was deep. I could have swam it. You know, I've shot a few easterns, but that was pretty awesome, pretty exciting. Go chasing him, worked out great. Came down like he was supposed to.
to the decoy. Saw a big bird earlier, didn't come in, had a hen right at the decoy. And then this guy showed up, and I put the Easton Legacy through him, but that booger got right through here and barely made it, but he made it across the creek.
So, get my wet Georgia Eastern, and now I'm excited because now I've got 3 of the 4 down. The only other one I need is my Rio to do the slam again with my recurve. So next I was gonna head after Rio. So first I went down to Texas, and the Texas birds I was hunting were pretty dang squirrely. So I couldn't get one with the recurve. I just could not get the shot. I had all kinds of other crazy cool stuff happen. I had turkeys attacking my decoy. I brought a stuffer even, and they were attacking my stuffer. I had some close calls, but I couldn't get a shot with the recurve. So I got frustrated. I whipped out the Mossberg, I called it a Rio Grande, and I rolled it with the shotgun. So now I've got the Merriams, the Eastern, and the Osceola with my recurve. I went to go get the Rio Grande in Texas, and I ended up grabbing a shotgun and shot it with a shotgun. So now I have an Osceola with a shotgun and a Rio Grande with a shotgun. So I'm like, I want to get my Rio, I gotta go out again. So I don't have to go out, I kind of wanted to go out. Now I head to Oklahoma with my good buddy Jeff, who's working with the guys from Field Ethos Journal. And he's like, hey man, I got a great buddy. We can go out there and see if you can get a Rio out there in Oklahoma, right near the border of Texas. And I'm like, that sounds awesome. Right off the bat, I have a Jake parade. I have like Jakes come out and they are everywhere, and I just can't put it together. I got Jakes fighting, I got Jakes fighting hens, I got Jakes chasing Jakes. I got all kinds of stuff happening in Oklahoma, but I just can't put it together. So I keep going out, I keep calling, I keep trying, I keep getting close, and I just can't tie it in. Until I set up the decoys, I get into a blind, and I'm waiting it out. And what happens? But all of a sudden, this huge gobbler shows up, and he's already right in the decoys. I full on freak out. Not a full on freak out, but a Fred freak out, which means I'm freaking out. So I grab my recurve, this bird turns and gives me the old Texas heart shot, but I'm in Oklahoma. So I'm aiming right for that little white spot. I drop the string, I watch the arrow, basically ruin his day. Turkey takes off, makes it about there, about 60, maybe 80 yards, and rolls. He just flipped over right there. Look, get that bird right there. He just flipped over. He's dead. Oh, did you see that? Did you see it right there? That was so freaking awesome. Huge gobbler. Let's go. That's the muddy I shot him out of. Right there. Look at that beautiful gobbler right there. Look at the beard on that guy. Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me. That is a giant, giant beard. Look at this beautiful Rio right here. Because this bird marks all 4 this season for me with the recurve. With the Bear recurve I designed, I always call it mine and Fred Bear's project because it's Fred Bear's original design, his original takedown latch. But I made a bunch of tweaks to this bow. I radiused the shelf, did a lot of different things here on this bow to make it tune quicker and just lighter and make it I guess I made some improvements on Fred's original design, if you will, and it's just been a blast. Turkeys are small targets, they're fun, and something about shooting them with a recurve is a blast. You know, turkeys are fun. I've chased them for a long time, and I've shot quite a few turkeys over the years, but it's kind of neat to go out and try and get them all again in one spring. And I've actually been fortunate enough to harvest all 6 species. I shot a Gould's in Mexico, and then I shot a beautiful ocellated down in the Yucatan Peninsula years ago. But this year to take the 4 again was just incredible. Pretty dang neat, and to do it with my bow. ecstatic because I have again done the Turkey Grand Slam in one spring. So now I'm excited because I'm like, this is freaking awesome. I'm so excited. And now I've already got quite a few with the shotgun. I might as well try and finish it up because now I just need an Eastern with a shotgun and I need the Merriams with a shotgun, and I'll have 2 slams, which I've never done that before. So why wouldn't you try? So then I roll down to Alabama. Now, guys in Alabama hunt a lot of turkeys. And I know that because when I called at a turkey in Alabama, it ran the other way. So I assumed that that turkey had heard a call a couple of times, maybe. So I had to get real serious on these Alabama turkeys, and I had to get out there and go super sneaky on them. And I end up shooting this beautiful bird. And he not only has 1 beard, but he has 2 giant beards, which pretty excited about that. The rope. So I get this beautiful Alabama turkey. Now I only need 1 more to have the Grand Slam with not only my recurve, but also the shotgun. So I'm scrambling. I'm like, where do I go? There's got to be a place I can go. Montana. I can go to Montana and go after a Merriam's turkey with a shotgun. So that is exactly what I did. Before you think I was trying to get jakes of every species, I want you to know that was not my intent. It just happened that a lot of times the jakes were the first ones out. So in Montana, what happened is a jake kind of came running up first. So why wouldn't you shoot that rascal? So I did, and it was delicious.
That bird means I now have all of them. 4 with my recurve this year, and 4 with a shotgun. 2 Osceolas, 2 Easterns, 2 Rio Grandes, and 2 Merriams. That is pretty dang cool. It's a young bird, but the weather turned really nasty here in Montana. And when that bird came up to the jake, there was no way. When that jake came up, there was no way I wasn't taking it. That was awesome. See the little beards on both of them? Look at all the ones around over there. You can see how white these Merriams are. Just absolutely beautiful bird here in Montana. And it's actually my first turkey in Montana. I've taken turkeys in Wyoming, Colorado, a bunch of other states, but this is my first turkey in Montana. Kind of a neat spring for me. I've never done this before, but I actually used 2 different weapons to take all 4 species. I got all 4 with my recurve, and then this marks the 4th one this spring with the shotgun too.